Hello, we are back. I bet you didn't expect to see me again. I am your host, Patrick, for those of you who are new. And of course, you already see the title of the video is 10 Things You Didn't Know About the Philippines. Now, I've been in the Philippines for quite a while at this point. I love the Philippines. So this is going to be interesting to see what is on this video about things that I didn't know. So I'm ready to get into it, all right? Let's go ahead and get into this video. Let's go.
In this week's Mix List, we check out 10 things you may not know about the Philippines. Number 1. The Philippines is the only country where you'll find the jeepney.
Wow.
A descendant of the U.S. military jeeps left over from World War II, the
Only
jeepney
place
underwent
with
certain
Jeep.
modifications to suit environmental conditions and accommodate more passengers, eventually making it one of the most affordable and common forms of public transport in the country. Jeepneys are also known for their colorful and kitschy decorations, which have become a symbol of Philippine artistry and culture. Number 2. The Philippines has approximately 180 languages, one of
Whoa.
which fuels one of the most profitable industries in the country.
180
Most of these
languages.
180 languages are said to be indigenous, 8 are major dialects spoken by a majority of Filipinos, and 2 official ones, namely Filipino, or the standardized language spoken almost all throughout the country, and English, which is taught in schools
I
at an early
didn't know
age.
that was that
Since
many
most Filipinos
languages.
have quite a good grasp on the English language, call centers have flourished in the country,
I know about the
providing
call
thousands of
centers,
jobs
definitely.
with an estimated profit of $25 billion in 2016 alone. Number 3. The position of the Philippine flag conveys a message of peace or war. Elements of the Philippine flag symbolize traits and qualities Filipinos possess or strive to achieve. Combine this with the
Peace,
proper
truth,
way the
justice.
flag is positioned, will send a clear message as to what the state of the country is currently in.
Interesting. I
Hanging
didn't know that.
horizontally, if the blue stripe is on top, the country is in a state of peace. If the red stripe is on top, however, the country is in
Whoa.
a state of war.
I really didn't know
When
that.
hung vertically, if the blue stripe is on the left side of the observer's point of view, then the nation is at peace. But if the red stripe is on the left side, then the Philippines is at war.
Oh my goodness.
Number 4.
I didn't know that.
Filipinos take religious festivals very seriously. Having been under Spanish
know
rule
that.
for over 300 years, the Philippines is 90% predominantly Christian, majority of which is Roman Catholic, and were traditionally taught to honor God and other holy figures during religious festivals. Some of these festivals, however, tend to be a bit extreme depending on one's willingness to show his or her devotion, such
Yep.
as the Feast
I
of the
was
Black
wondering if they
Nazarene
was
during
gonna talk about the
January,
Black
and the
Nazarene.
Passion Play or reenactment of Jesus'
I
crucifixion
haven't heard that much
during
about it
Holy
lately,
Week.
though.
Number 5.
I wonder if
Speaking of
2020
religious
has had an
festivals, the
effect
Philippines
on it.
is known and prides itself for having the longest celebration of Christmas in the world.
I do know about the
Christmas
longest
season in the
celebration
Philippines
of Christmas.
starts in September when Christmas carols are played on the radio, and some
Yep,
Filipinos start
from
decorating with Christmas
September.
ornaments such as giant lanterns or paroles. Then the festivities typically last until the first week of January on the feast day of the Three Kings. The season culminates in what is known as Simbang Gabi, or night mass, where Catholics attend 9 masses leading up to Christmas Eve. Then afterwards, people partake in the Christmas feast or
Noche Buena.
Number 6. Basketball is the most popular sport in the Philippines.
True,
Most Filipinos
basketball.
love basketball. It's become a national obsession. Whether it's watching the NBA or the country's very own PBA, people tend to stop what they're doing and enjoy the game with such ferocity and passion.
That's true.
The passion for basketball also extends beyond televised games, as the sport is
I'm
a popular
surprised they didn't
pastime among
include,
Filipinos, with courts and makeshift courts scattered along
beauty
streets
pageants.
and organized
But I
tournaments
guess
that
they
pit
might- they
neighborhood
might-
teams
they're still
against
wrong.
each other in
Let's see.
local basketball leagues. Number 7. A Filipino owns the patent to the karaoke machine. The world's
Yeah, I
first
heard
karaoke
that too.
machine was called the Juke 8 and was made by Japanese inventor and musician Daisuke Inoue in 1971 in Kobe, Japan. But it was Filipino inventor Roberto del Rosario who was granted the patent for the machine karaoke sing-along system, which he invented in 1975.
So here, Rosario.
Karaoke's popularity quickly spread throughout the Philippines, making it not only a popular pastime, but also a form of entertainment that has permeated even Philippine pop culture. Number 8. The antibiotic erythromycin was discovered by a Filipino doctor.
Wow.
In 1949, Filipino
Nah, I
doctor
didn't know
Abelardo
about the
Aguilar was the
erythromycin.
one who chanced upon a bacteria which would eventually lead to the development of erythromycin, an antibiotic used to treat upper respiratory tract and skin infections.
But I have
Unfortunately,
taken
Dr.
it.
Aguilar was never compensated before his death in 1993. Royalties he asked in order to set up a foundation for poor people to gain access to health services. Number 9. The Philippines is one of the countries most frequently hit by natural disasters. There are two systems that make the Philippines prone to natural disasters. The first one is the Pacific Ring of Fire, an area where a large number of earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur, and the Typhoon Belt in the Pacific, which means an average of 20 typhoons are most likely to hit the nation, 5 of which are potentially destructive. Aside from these two systems, the country's location and geographical makeup also make it vulnerable to tsunamis, sea level rising, storm surges, landslides, flooding, and drought. Number 10. The oldest university in Asia can be found in the Philippine capital of Manila. The University of Santo Tomas in the city of Manila is said to be the oldest existing university in Asia, being founded by the Dominicans in 1611, and is the largest Catholic university in the world in a single campus in terms of student population.
Yeah, I don't think I knew that about
the title,
UST.
however, is slightly contested, with the University of San Carlos in Cebu claiming to be the oldest school in Asia, having been established by the Spanish Jesuits in 1595, initially as Colegio de San Ildefonso.
Wow, okay, so I think the biggest one that I really didn't know was the one about the weather. Like being the most hit by different natural disasters. I think they said one of. So I'm assuming maybe one of the other, like Japan or somebody, is probably higher up on that list. But that was one of the biggest things that hit me, because I was wondering, like, to me, I don't really notice like a lot of weather situations or natural disasters until like rain season time comes in, and then even then it doesn't seem to be as much. So I don't know. I thought that was very interesting. For anybody else out there, what are some of the things that you may have noticed as I was watching this video? And we're trying to get back in the swing of all of this, so put your suggestions, of course, in the comments below. Also, in the description section, you'll have our Instagram and other things that you may want to follow us on. And until next time, peace.